Response time is 6.4 minutes to the average emergency call, which I know is a long time to wait if you need help. But it's a big division. It's over 32 square miles, and granted we broke it up when we broke off from West Valley, which helps. But it's a big area, and we have basically 7 basic cars to cover that area, and so 6.4 minutes is a little higher than I want it, and I'm sure higher than you all want it, but we are working on that. And I see my boss just showed up, Commander Peters from Operations Valley Bureau. Our arrests, we've made over 5,000 arrests so far. Year to date, we've issued 10,000 citations, and I know everybody hates to see that statistic that we're issuing a lot of citations, but studies have shown for traffic collisions and your safety, when we pull people over and we warn them, they really don't learn from that. And if you followed them, it would take them probably about 2 blocks to commit another violation. So really, truly, statistics have shown the only way to educate people and to have an effect on the safety of people driving, and people are driving big machines, and when they're out of control, it's a big weapon. And so truly the only way to affect that is by issuing citations. And then a field interview is basically where we stop to investigate something, somebody, obviously with probable cause. We will stop or a consensual encounter where they give us permission to talk to them. And we fill out a card that helps us with our investigations down the road. We have started a 5-in-1 program. And what this is it's a program where our senior leads go out to people that have been burglarized. And they will knock on your door as well as 4 to 5 other of your neighbors. And they will get their information. It's called a NICE card. That's the card you see there, neighbor information contact exchange. Because a lot of people don't get to know their neighbors. And if you don't know your neighbors, you truly don't know who belongs at that home. And the more you have an awareness of your neighborhood and your neighbors, the safer you're going to be. You guys can all look out for each other. Next. Constitutional policing, as I mentioned earlier, we talk about it all the time. Do the right thing when you're out there policing, because this badge gives us a lot of authority, and it's something that we take very serious. I take it very serious, and it's something we talk about all the time. Do the right thing, police the right way. It's not hard to find probable cause when you're looking for criminals, because they generally stand out, they get very nervous, and they generally do the wrong thing and give us reasons to stop them. So that's what we talk to our officers about, is the constitutional policing. Make sure you're doing the right thing. And I always tell them, make sure you're policing like you're on camera, because you probably are. With the way technology is out there, you're probably on camera. So if you would be embarrassed for your family to see it, don't do it. And act like you're on camera, because you are. Topanga, with the AB 109, I'm going to turn over to Lieutenant Harrelson to give you a brief overview of AB 109.
Good evening, everyone. I have glasses on, not going to see my nose. By show of hands, who here is familiar with AB 109? Okay, so most of you are not. AB 109, I'll just try to make it simple. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that state prisons are overcrowded. And they view it as cruel and unusual punishment, the overcrowding. So therefore, Governor Brown in 2011 signed AB 109, which is basically early release of prisoners from state prisons. And these state prisoners will be sent down to the local levels, to the county jails. So you can see the trickle effect. When these come down to the county system, there's overcrowding there, and therefore we have early release of prisoners. Now these prisoners that are being early released are low-level offenders. They're not the violent crime offenders, the sexual assault offenders, those type are staying in the prison system. It's the lower-level offenders that will be early released. These are narcotics offenses, property crimes offenses, etc. And as a department, what we've done citywide is every division has what we call a property crime unit, the parole compliance unit. We call them PCU. It'll be made up of a supervisor and at minimum 4 officers. Some divisions have more than 4, depending on how many supervised persons that they have. And we call the people that are released early, we call them PSPs, for supervised persons, probationary supervised persons. And in Topanga, just to give you some numbers, what we have here in Topanga, currently right now, in my glasses, we have 71 early released prisoners in Topanga. And year to date, through the month of October, our parole compliance unit has made 80 total arrests through the month of October. And they've done over 576 parole compliance checks. Because what they do is when they're released, we'll go to their houses, knock on the door, and do a compliance check. We're looking for things that we can possibly violate the conditions of their probation for. And if we can violate them, then we violate them. They go back to the county system, and that system just continues to take place. So we have a very active unit. They're out there every day making these checks, and it's come November, I believe. I have the date here. November 28th. There's the potential release of another 10,000 inmates. Now, how many of those 10,000 may or may not come to Topanga? We don't know. We won't know until, of course, we get the names for our parole compliance unit to do the checks on. But that's coming November 28th. So it's just something to be aware of, and it's what the captain's talking about, in the 5-to-1 program. All of these things, the neighborhood watches, we really, really count on you guys to help us and be our eyes and be our ears out there in the street and look out for each other. And you'll notice at the bottom of that flyer, which I want to point out, at the very bottom you'll see social media information. It has our homepage, our Facebook page, our Twitter address, and also our Nixle address. Now, who here has a Twitter account already? Okay. What about email? Who here has an email account? Okay, all of you should be signed up for Nixle. Everybody should be signed up for Nixle. It's very, very easy to do. Nixle.com. Get an account, sign up. Okay, because we're going to send out information to you, real-time information about what's going on in your community. So this is a way for you to be involved with us real-time. And you have the Twitter's a great way, and the Nixle is a great way. You can also go to the Facebook page, and all of those addresses that I just mentioned will also be linked on those pages as well. Okay? And if anybody has any questions on AB 109, we can handle those at the end. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, now I will introduce my boss, Commander John Peters, who is fairly new to Valley Bureau. He is responsible for the west end of the valley, which is Topanga, West Valley, and Devonshire, as well as a few other responsibilities within the Bureau. And it's really a pleasure to have him here. I've known him for many years, and you guys couldn't have a better commander for the Bureau. So, Commander Peters.
Hi everybody, sorry I was late. I didn't want to show up without getting my boots shined, so I don't know if you can see them from there. No, that really wasn't it. No, you got hung up with a couple of things, but I'm thrilled to be there. I want to thank Joel and his team for having me here tonight, to be here with all of you. And really, you're very fortunate to have the team, the leadership team that you have here for Topanga area. You got a phenomenal group of people that care more than you know about two things, about keeping you safe and helping you to feel safe in your communities, and that's really what we're striving to do. I know Joel talked about his statistics, and we get wrapped up in that a lot, but nothing's lost on us. When we look at these numbers, what we're really talking about is the fact that there's people behind each one of these numbers that we're looking at. And so we'll never stop in terms of our influence and our focus to try to reduce crime, and that's what we're here to do. And we can stand up here and tell you that crime is down in the city, which it is, for the 11th consecutive year. We're seeing crime reduction numbers that date back to the 1960s. And here in the Valley, we've also experienced a reduction as well this year in both our overall crime, our violent